Well, I guess it's time to let the games begin.
You're about to enter a realm where politics run face first into religion. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. It's the Jeff and Tress Show.
That's us.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Okay, I'm excited about tonight's show. This is going to be so much fun. Of course, we'll have a special guest who I'm not going to tell you who that is until later on. But this one, I'm going to let you know who's up front. Dr. Love. Dr. Love is joining the show. No, that's...
is that the wrong button?
Yeah, you go to the top. Let's do it again. Dr. Love is joining the show. No, again, it's the upper... But you did... It's hard to get good help.
You're telling me.
Oh! Well, so Dr. Love is going to join the show. Thank you. And share with us the 3 most important things in a relationship. Being able to keep the relationship healthy, happy, and wise.
Now, are these things you made up, or did you research the internet to find these things?
Well, I am Dr. Love. Oh, yeah. You're just pushing the buttons.
This thing's pretty fun.
You're such a button pusher. All right, well, before we jump into other things as far as the politics and the religion aspect of our show, it's time for my favorite segment because it involves food. It's What's in Your Freezer. So, Tress, it's time for you, Love, to take it away.
So, we actually have a lot fewer things in our freezer than we did probably a couple weeks ago, which is great because our freezer was pretty overflowing, which means we've been eating stuff in our freezer. We actually haven't thrown anything away.
Good for us.
Yes. But why was our freezer full? Because since we become empty nesters, we've been cooking large batches of food and then putting the leftovers in the freezer to save for a later time.
Right.
But what we've really gotten into is pasta. So I'm really here to talk to you about frozen leftover pasta. So we use these little containers here. We actually got these at Costco. Sometimes it's mystery leftover dinners because I forget to label what's on top, but we know it's going to be good. We just hope it's something that we're in the mood for when we reheat it. So the great thing about reheating these, though, I mean, people think leftover pasta, and usually the first thing that used to come to my mind was ooh, rubbery, overcooked pasta.
Yeah, I refuse to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff was totally anti-leftover. Well, he's not really pro-leftovers anyway, but especially pasta. So I thought we'd give this a go. We own an Instapot, which is an electric pressure cooker. And this works with any electric pressure cooker, whether you have one from Pampered Chef or some other brand maker. So what I do is when I put our leftovers in these little containers, I use this one for, I actually think this is a double serving. These are both double servings. I guess it depends on how hungry we are. Anyway, for a single serving, I know.
You know what's in that, by the way? I mean, because
we're
about to eat, so it's just...
I know.
Okay.
This one I actually labeled. This one I didn't. So, when I'm in a hurry, it's time to go to bed. Psh, labels. Who does that? So, anyway.
Not us.
I just take the foil piece out of the container, pour about 1.5 cups of water in our Instapot, just put it on high pressure for a double serving. I'm pretty sure this is a double serving.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll let you know in the next episode what it was.
Single serving is put it on high pressure for 15 minutes, and you can do a quick release. For a double serving, like this one below is definitely a double serving. You just double the time, 30 minutes on high pressure with a quick release. And it's really wonderful for those nights or maybe you work from home like we do, and it's for lunch, and you can just go in, throw it all in there, and let it reheat while you're going about doing whatever else you need to do. And then the cleanup is great too, because you only have water in the bottom of the pot. Your container is clean because it's been lined with foil, and you just throw your foil out. It's kind of a win-win situation. So some of the pastas that we reheat is spaghetti with meatballs. We have a yummy coconut bow tie pasta that we really like.
Like to add shrimp to it, or maybe some chicken, little nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's really good.
And you know what's amazing about all this? Because truly, I hate eating leftover pasta. To me, it's just like, why even bother? Just throw it away. Don't even ask if, even from a restaurant. You know, when the maitre d' comes in, would you like a to-go box, sir?
He always says no.
No, I'm gonna leave it right here because I hate eating leftover pasta. But the way she does this with the Instapot, it's like it really is fresh. It's just right then.
Winter chicken dinner. Or
really
pasta dinner.
It's amazing stuff. So
So,
good job.
That's what's in our freezer. Frozen pasta.
I like it.
I know you do.
You can tell by my belly. My belly. Okay, so we're going to go into the blah, blah, blah part, the political part of the show. Now, there's a lot to talk about. I'm not going to choose all kinds of different topics because, you know, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, finances, interests, gas prices, milk prices, bread prices, lettuce prices.
Pick a topic, any topic.
Right? I was like, good golly, what should I do? What should I do? And then all of a sudden I had this epiphany. Ooh, hit a button.
Oh,
I don't think that's what epiphany sounds like.
Yeah,
Find
you're
me a
probably
better,
right.
A better, give me an epiphany sound. Come on. Yeah, that's an epiphany.
Sorry.
No, that'll work.
These aren't labeled very well.
Anyways, so what I was able to find is an old newsreel of Joe Biden. And basically, Joe Biden is...
Well, now wait, he's kind of old. How old is your newsreel?
It's probably back from the 1800s.
Did they have newsreels in the 1800s?
Yeah, because I've got one right here in front of me. So, I don't know, late 70s, early 80s. I'm going to say 70s, just because the ties. You know, when the ties had big knots around.
And they like kind of started out wide and then wider.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's a 70s tie. Anyway, so he is basically talking to a group of reporters and other people who are sitting around listening to him speak. And, anyways, I'm gonna play the clip and then I'm gonna have a comment afterwards. And this is pretty much gonna take care of all the things political for tonight's show.
Is this a long clip?
Thanks for asking. No, it's about 51 seconds.
All right.
And the great thing about it is it's not all him talking.
Oh.
There's gonna be some other people who come in to be able to just give it a listen.
Okay.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed.
His memory had failed. I forgot. Thank you. That's the appropriate button right there.
Like, I'm getting the hang of this thing.
Okay. Think about this, okay? So here's our commander-in-chief. Here's the big guy in charge.
Now, those commentators, they were from the same era as Biden's speech.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So those aren't people like from last year, you know, this past election or anything.
No. This is literally, I'm going to say 70s.
Wow.
I tried to find out exactly when this news clip came out, and I've been unsuccessful. So I've looked at the video, and I was like hairstyles, tie styles, and the newscasters, and the way they wore their hair and stuff. I was like, this has got to be 70s.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Interesting. I did all this stuff. No, you didn't. Well, I had all these degrees. No, you didn't. Well, I forgot. Hell, yeah. Okay. Commander-in-Chief.
But he was pretty, I mean, he was a lot younger back then. It's pretty,
Not that much younger. Well, he's probably 800 years old back then. Somewhere around. He's
you
been
wouldn't
around
think
forever.
that,
Oh, my God. This
that
guy
it would
so
be
old.
hard to forget your education.
He did. To the point to where he went from 3 degrees down to 1, full ride scholarship down to a half scholarship. And as far as top of the class, not so much. What did the guy say? 76 out of 82? Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave that right there. It's our commander-in-chief. So the reason why I played this clip is because, look, everything that you're hearing, everything that you're seeing, main media-wise, can't always believe what you see and what you hear. Do your own fact-checking. Find out for yourself, because that's what we're doing.
Even back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or 80s.
Honey, I'd like to let you know I graduated with 18 degrees. It was 18 degrees outside when I graduated. Sure enough. All right, so that's it with the blah, 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 blah part. Now, I'm really excited because now we're going to invite... Oh, well, before I do that, you know what's going on tomorrow? You have any idea what's coming to the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area tomorrow?
Snow? Cheaper gas?
No. Guess again. Okay, I'm going to help.
People to mow our yard?
No, they come on Saturday. Which, by the way,
No, they actually come on Friday. Darn it.
Okay.
Oh, but that is this week.
It's the furry convention.
Oh, the furry convention.
The furry convention's back in town.
Yeah, we went to that a couple years ago. That was really fun.
We sure did. And we went there and we met our friend Tek Roo, who happens to be joining us right now for the Jeff and Tress show. So let's go ahead and bring him in. Tek Roo, thank you so much for being able to make the time, carve out the time, basically lay down the glass of alcohol long enough to be able to have a sentence or two.
I just finished that.
Oh,
not to worry.
There you go. So
I hope you don't mind. Kangaroos don't like wearing pants.
No, we're good. Yeah.
It's too restrictive.
Just don't stand up. We're good.
Right.
Just stay sitting down and you'll be fine. Oh my God, this is going to be one of those shows. I hope we're going to be able to air it. I really do. All right, so Tek Roo is actually, Tress, not going to the furry convention this year.
What? What's that all about?
Well, this is our time to be able to see him. You know what I mean? He comes to Dallas and we get to hang out with him and check out him and his furry entourage. But this time he's not coming. So I was like, well, let's talk about it.
Sad face.
Right?
What's going on?
Well, I mean, as you may recall, that last Texas Furry Fiesta you were at was the last furry convention for a very long time because the Rona was in the process of breaking out.
Right.
And now that there are furry conventions starting back up again, they have these crazy rules that go well outside of what the local municipalities are recommending. Things like wearing a mask under your fursuit head. So it's a mask under a mask. It's sort of like double masking, but it's totally different because it gets very hot. So difficult. You know, some people say, haha, you're not a manly furry if you're not wearing a mask underneath your mask. It just isn't right. But they're requiring this even when the local municipality is not. And also there's these crazy vaccination requirements where you have to get a lab test like 2 days before you go to show that you are COVID negative. And okay, that's kind of a logistical difficulty. While I'm in the process of driving all the way down from Wyoming to Dallas, it's a little inconvenient to stop along the way and get a lab test to be vaccinated.
Yeah. It's almost like you're taking an international flight instead of going to a convention.
Exactly. And what are the regulations in most places down there? Are they pretty loosened up?
As far as Texas is concerned, there are no mandates, right? But there are businesses that still have the right, of course, to be able to say, if you want to enter into our store, you need to wear a mask. Please practice social distancing, things of that nature.
And venues.
And venues, yes. However, your convention is happening at a hotel. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that for the most part, all hotels, and I could very well be wrong, but it seems as if all the mandates, all the stuff, they still may have their signs up on the window, but it's just because somebody's been too lazy to take the sign down. Yeah. There's nobody there enforcing anything.
Yeah, I forget which convention it was, but a friend of mine canceled out because the con itself had all these crazy restrictions. And when he went to cancel his hotel reservation, the hotel wanted to know, oh, so why are you canceling? And he explained it, and they said, well, we don't have any restrictions like that. It's like, no, but the convention does.
Yeah. What a drag.
See, that is bizarre. But again, if that's the way who's ever in charge is going to be able to run this thing, I guess it's their
prerogative.
Yeah, they're the ones in charge. But I've been going through a couple of these pictures of us when we were hanging out with you last time at the furry convention, and you guys are indeed wearing masks. And it's like, how on earth would anybody actually know that you had a mask under your mask, and unless they are literally up inside your mask with you?
Well, maybe they've got some, people dressed as, veterinarians that go and check your teeth, the furry dentists, to make sure you're actually wearing something inside. Yeah,
Is that a thing?
I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, we did have people that like to cosplay as police dogs, as you may have heard, that were bullied into dropping the police dog shtick because
I heard that. Yeah,
they were afraid that people were basically bullied them into not doing this anymore because it might be triggering to minorities.
Because of the police uniform.
Yes, to have German Shepherd furries dressed as police, it just.
Which I think is hysterical. I mean, it's like right on. But
yeah.
No, you're going to trigger somebody. I'm sorry. So this is absolutely crazy. Let's dive in a little bit deeper if we could here. Really, you're a furry, and the people you hang out with, some of the folks that you hang out with, are also considered furries. So is this, what do you call this group? Is this like a subculture or what? I mean, walk me through a little bit more.
It would be considered a subculture, which, of course, is a sub to a culture. Now, I'm not sure what the culture is anymore that we're supposed to be a subculture of, because once upon a time we were all Americans and we did American things, but then on the side there were other interests that we were into, furries, bronies, gamblers, basketball enthusiasts, stuff like that. They can all be considered subcultures to the main American or whatever culture, where we are very divided and split up nowadays. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but we've still got these other subcultures that are just sort of fan bases for various things and the activities that go with them. Now the thing is, the furry subculture is getting splintered by people that it's sort of a combination of it's all extremely political. Let's just say it's a bit of Marxism.
Okay.
We've got people that want to be the boss of things. They want to, like, where Marxism is we're going to present capitalists in a bad, evil light, and we are the oppressed, and so that makes us the good people in this situation, and them the bad people. The same thing is kind of percolating up through a lot of the subcultures. They never could really get into the brony subculture, which is the bronies are kind of bro ponies, or the male fans of My Little Pony, a particular season and a certain season in particular. And once that season was done, the fandom kind of died out. But fans of that season of My Little Pony were, really regardless of sex, were considered bronies. Even though the original term came from a 4chan meme about brother ponies.
I don't. If I may, let me jump in here just for a moment, because I'm gonna speak from my heart right now.
Right.
You're scaring the crap out of me with this brony thing. I mean, let's back up just a little bit.
I'm really kind of like, what?
Okay.
I don't want to know. No. Just shut the hell up about it. Let's back up to subculture, if we could. All right. So, if you could define subculture to you, what does that mean?
It's a group of people with similar interests.
Okay.
Sometimes they take it farther than others.
All right. Well, so what I did is I took a slide and from dictionary.com, and I added subculture as far as the actual definition. And I was planning on reading it, but I can't. The print's too small. So let's just say that it's exactly what you just said.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Tress, stop. Don't even start with me. I can tell by looking at you.
It's a group of people with interests that are outside of the mainstream.
I got it pulled up. The cultural values and behavioral patterns distinctive of a particular group in a society. That's the definition of subculture. Now, I'd like to be able to talk about this just for a moment. And the reason why is because more times than not, this is why people get together. They find groups, call it a tribe. This is where you feel safe. You're sharing similar interests. So you start hanging out, and then more people come and they start hanging out. And it's a pretty safe place to be because all y'all are sharing similar interests and similar thoughts. They don't have to be exact, right? But they are pretty similar. That's why y'all exist. Y'all being a subculture, a group.
Exactly. That works.
But now what you're saying is that you've got folks who are infiltrating these subcultures and starting to share Marxist ideas.
Yep.
Okay, well, do me a favor because I happen to have a slide for Marxism. Define Marxism to your best ability.
Well, Marxism is the process of making like socialism and farther down the line communism look like the answer to all the world's imagined woes. And the imagined woes are those darn capitalists are oppressing us proletariat that are we just want to get by, and but darn those capitalists are just making things more expensive and making too much money and so forth. So they're bad. It's all division.
Right.
There isn't a lot of reality in there. It's just all a way to divide people. Once you divide people, you've got, okay, you guys are on my side, see? Because we're the good people. They're the bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to divide even further and further and further and at some point you get your socialism, and then supposedly the leaders are supposed to relinquish everything and say you're ready to go out on your own, and you get the dictatorship of the proletariat where the people just run themselves, except in the real world the leaders never do want to relinquish that power.
No, once they have it, they're going to hold on to it regardless. I mean, just look at the House of Representatives right now. I mean, it's like, good God, how long is that? I mean, it's like Joe Biden. Goodness, he's been in the political world since 1862, I believe.
I mean, almost longer than we've been alive.
I did have dinner with a group of old school Russian communists that were pining for the good old days of communism, and it wasn't because they thought that the capitalists were taking advantage of everybody. They were longing for a return to Soviet communism because they had really nice cars and really nice houses and nice big staffs that took care of them, and now they had to actually work. It's okay. I understand what Soviet quote unquote communism is. It's
right.
It's an oligarchy. It's what they've got now, basically.
So let's kind of wrap this up just a little bit, because I think what you're saying is absolutely insightful, and I think it's really sad that it's taking place. But you, as a furry, I know that you're not the only one with this type of belief system as far as not submitting towards this authoritarian way of being able just to hang out with your friends. What are you going to do? What's the next step? What happens from here? Because we're not going to see you in Dallas, which makes me really sad.
Well, we have a convention coming up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, at not in June, but at the end of July. Nobody's going to get that joke, but she got it. Just a little slow. But anyway, it's called All for Fun, and from the AWU Association, two O's association.org. I don't know, whatever it is.
Sure, we're just going to believe you on this one because I don't know what you're talking about now.
See, the thing is, those quasi-communist furries are they're building these ban lists that they expect all of the cons to accept and ban these so-called Nazi furries. Now, some of them are just trolls. A lot of them don't agree with them. I'm shocked that I'm on a lot of ban lists, but I haven't been on any of the ban lists that have been to any conventions to my knowledge. But these people are infiltrating conventions, even some that have a very conservative beginnings. Their old school founders are being run out. They're being voted off the boards, and the little commie furs are taking over, and they're instituting their ban lists and stuff. But the convention down in Tulsa is going to be, they're not accepting of the ban list. If you behave yourself, you can show up. There are a few of the usual trolls that might show up. There's this guy with this Confederate flag patterned fursuit that shows up just to get people riled up, and then the Antifa furries all like protest them and stuff like that. And really, they're all the same people. Yeah. They're all just out for the attention. They're all just out like like a neglected dog will soil the carpet, we'll say. Just to get the attention.
Right.
And that's where these people are at. And I don't see any difference between the so-called Antifa furries and the so-called Nazi furries. They're all just, they're just a big joke.
They're needy furries, and they need to be petted between the ears more often.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tek Roo, we appreciate you being a part of the Jeff and Tress show. Thank you so much for your insight on this. And man, we are so sad that we're not going to see you come tomorrow. I mean,
no problem.
We'll make the trip to Oklahoma in June or July or
June-ish.
Whenever. Yeah. Who knows?
That'd be cool. I will make sure you get on the official media list so that you've got full run of the place.
Oh, that'd be great. We get press patches. Ooh, that would be cool. Anyways, Tek Roo, once again, thanks for being a part of the Jeff and Tress show, brother. Man, I tell you, Tress, this is just absolutely crazy. It's like everywhere you turn around, somebody is trying to change somebody else's opinion. And I guess, we're all guilty of it one way or the other. But the thing is, it's great to have your opinion. And it's great that you can share your opinion. But allow other people to not buy into your opinion if they don't want to. Don't make it to where it's like, this is just the way it's got to be because, by golly, I said so.
Yeah, I mean, think back to the Christian Crusades where it was like, turn or burn.
Right.
As awful as that is, but, not that Christianity is the only one to have an ugly background like that. But that's how lots of things start, Believe what we believe or, we'll just take you over or take you down.
Talking about Christian crusades, that is, it's time for your moment with God. What a segue.
All right. I'm not here
You're
to
welcome.
Bible beat you over the head or anything like that.
By the way, make it quick.
Oh.
Yeah, just saying.
Okay.
So say the beginning, talk a little bit about the middle, and then jump to the end. Boom. Because Dr. Love is in the house.
Oh, Dr. Love. Okay. Well, here we go. So, again, not here to beat you over the head with a Bible, but I'm actually speaking to believers. So I know with the world being crazy as it is, war, rumors of war, actual war, then, the whole plagues and mandates and crazy people out there shooting other people. I mean, there's a real heavy spirit of fear that's everywhere we go. And so I've been thinking and praying about the scripture, and it's John 10, verse 10. It says, Christ came, these words of Jesus, I'm paraphrasing, but that he came to give us life and life more abundantly. And I'm like, well, what does that mean to have life more abundantly, especially in these trying times where it can be scary just to walk outside your door or go to the grocery store?
Sure. So
I took a closer look, and it turns out that Galatians 2:20 holds that answer. At least this is what came to me during my time. Galatians 2:20 says, I have been crucified with Christ, but yet I live. Not I, but Christ who lives within me. Now, how does that translate into an abundant life? And what does that mean? But before we go there, what does living an abundant life mean? So I looked up the word abundant, and I'm just going to, for sake of time, go straight to definition number 3, which says it's being richly supplied as with resources. So this is where I want to go. Resources. Our resource is Father God through Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. And if you reread the book of John, if you've read it, go back and reread it, you'll find that Jesus is often repeating, I come to do my Father's will. I do what the Father tells me. I come to be obedient unto the Father. It's like he is all about doing the Father's will. And this is so important because his Heavenly Father, who is our Heavenly Father, is his resource. So we have a perfect heavenly resource. But how do we get that? How do we bring that resourcefulness down to here? Again, Galatians 2:20. I die with Christ. I'm crucified with Christ. So what do we need to crucify? We crucify our fear. When we crucify our fear and put it on the cross, then it becomes like a trading ground. It's like we give up our fear and Jesus gives us faith. We give up, where's my list?
Like anger?
Yeah, we give up pride, and that opens our hearts to being obedient. Yeah, you give up anger, and it gives you a chance to be empathetic to others.
Yeah.
There's just all sorts of things. So it takes some work, but when you put those things and actually die to them on the cross and then take back what God has to give you, you can actually rise above the floodwaters of the spirit of fear and, and live abundantly with joy, peace, happiness, and it's a real blessing. Anyway, I had more, but that's all I have for now because I have to cut it short.
Wow. Well, honey, it's because Dr. Love's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good word, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
And no, it really is. I mean, you really pulled it all together really quickly, and that was very well done.
Thanks.
So,
you better go quickly. We're
I'm
running short on
working
time. Come on. Give ugly looks and talk. You can do it.
all right, so we can all agree that relationship has its shares of ups and downs, right?
Mm.
Okay, so when it's up, it's like, yeah, okay, relationship's great. But when it's down, you really get to see a lot about who your partner is. But more importantly, you get to see a lot about who you are. So Dr. Love is going to share with you 3 amazing things that you can do right here, right now to make sure that your relationship doesn't always have to remain up. But when it does go down, you know how to make sure that it doesn't stay down.
Okay.
Where's my sound effect?
Oh.
I need a Dr. Love. Give me some.
That worked out well.
That worked out well. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is intimacy. So when I say intimacy, what do you think of? Go.
Being in close proximity to one another.
See, I think sex.
Of course you do.
I do. When I hear the word intimacy, I'm like, ooh, fun times. But no, it's not about sex at all. It is exactly about what you talked about. Intimacy.
Imagine that. You just said I was right without saying I'm right.
I know. Drives me crazy.
That's
Basically,
awesome.
spending quality time together.
I love that.
Yeah. And also being able to follow through with your actions. So if you're going to say something, then you need to do something.
I love it when other people in the room do that.
I do that all the time, don't I, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. Another one is this one. This one's a hard one, okay? But it's a good one. Apologize first and show your appreciation. Even if you don't believe you're the one who's actually wrong, sometimes it takes somebody else to be able to step up and say, you know what, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for my part. I'm sorry that perhaps I raised my voice, or I'm sorry that I didn't spend enough time listening to you. Even if you know your partner is indeed dead wrong, what it does is it breaks down the walls. And it allows your partner the opportunity of being able to sit there and say, you know what, I was wrong too, and I'm really sorry. Let's be intimate together. Hit the button. Hit the kiss button. That was good. I need you to be. Oh my God. Coming in number two. Number 2 is commitment. So when I
Wait,
say,
we're just now getting to number 2?
yeah, I gave you 3 things to do as far as being intimate, defining what intimacy is.
Oh my god.
I was trying to help define
This
intimacy.
is a really long
Commitment.
minute.
Dear God, woman. Commitment. Commitment to be able to stay together when times are hard. It's really easy to stay together when times are great, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you know what? Man, financial troubles, psh, I'm out of here.
Disagreement about
Right.
kids?
Psh, I'm out of here. Bad hair day, psh, I'm out of here. The other thing, the third thing, okay, coming into the third position, 3 things to be able to keep your relationship healthy, wealthy, and wise is communication. Tress is going to demonstrate. You didn't know you were going to do this, but what I need you to do is demonstrate communication. You ready?
Okay. Right now?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Jeff, I really appreciate it when you remember to take the trash out like you said you were going to, like right after you say you're going to do it. I really love it when you do that.
Oh, well, honey, that's awesome. You know what? I will make a conscious effort next time I say I'm going to take the trash out, that I'm going to do that. Right then and right there.
Because you said you were going to take it out 2 nights ago, and it's still there.
Well, okay, you're right. I am wrong, and I apologize for not following through on what it is I said I was going to do, because I am committed to this relationship.
So you're committed to change your behavior and actually take it out tonight then?
Anyways, so, yeah, the 3 things to be able to help to deal with relationships.
That was brilliant.
Sponsored by Dr. Love.
Oh,
Well, that's pretty cool, too.
Oh, that works.
Listen, we hope that you enjoyed the show. Do us a favor, leave a comment if you would, please, especially stuff like what's in your freezer. What are some things that you really like being able to eat as far as leftovers go? And also other things regarding what helps you with your relationship. What are some things that you have learned as far as being able to make your relationship healthy, wealthy, and wise? One more big shout out, that is, to Tek Roo for being able to join us. We appreciate him and the entire furry community. You know what? Here's the thing. It's great to allow other people to have their thoughts. It becomes burdensome when you force those thoughts onto other people. That's not what this is all about.
Yeah.
This is free will, and we need to take that into consideration in everything we say and do.
And if you don't agree with somebody else's thoughts, that's okay, but it's our job to love them and show them love regardless.
Yes. Dr. Love. Signing out. Peace.
Thanks for joining the Jeff and Tress Show. You can reach them via Twitter at HandicapJeff and at Tigger Tress. The views in this show are meant to be taken with a grain of salt. So if you find yourself in need of therapy after listening, this probably ain't the show for you. You f***ing wuss, you probably need a hug now, you big baby. God bless.